once again, welcome to Mima's Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful bag here. It's a very beautiful bag with puff stitch in the sides, okay, and with double crochet. It also has got a rectangular bust, and it is also very easy to crochet for beginners. So let's begin. So for this bag, you're going to need a crochet hook, a 5mm crochet hook. The yarn that you'll be using, I used a 3mm braided macrame, and I used about 240 meters for the bag. You're also going to need 6 stitch markers as well as a scissors. So let's begin. So I'm going to begin with a chain of 16. Okay. So this is my slip knot. Okay. So I'm going to chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to be crocheting in US terms, so we're going to be doing our best with single crochet. Okay, so here I'm going to skip this first one here, this first stitch from the hook, and then insert my hook into the next one. Okay, we're skipping this one, insert into the following, grab your yarn and over again, and then pull through. So this is my first single crochet, and I'm going to put a stitch marker, and if possible, put a different color from the rest. Okay, so I'm going to put the yellow one here. So this is marking the starting point of my work. So I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, in each chain, sorry. This one, 1 single crochet. This one, 1 single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Let's meet in this last chain. So now I'm in the last chain. So in this last chain, I'm going to put 5 single crochets. Instead of 1, you're going to put 5. Okay, so that's 1, that's 2. So I'm going to put a stitch marker into this one. 3, 4. Okay, and I'm going to put another stitch marker into the 4th one. And then 5. Okay, so we've put 5 single crochet into the last chain. Okay, so now we're going to crochet in the round, and we're going to be crocheting in the back of the chains. Okay, so we're going to be inserting our crochet hook through these holes at the back of the chain. Okay, so that's 1 single crochet in each. Okay, into the next, into the next. Okay, so continue with single crochet, and let's meet in this last one here. Okay, this one. So now I'm in the last chain. Okay, this one. Okay, so in this one we're going to put 4 single crochets. Okay, so that's 1. Okay, another 1, 2, and I'm going to put a stitch marker in there. Okay, in the second, that's 3. Okay, and then the 4th one, this one. Okay, so try to adjust your stitches. Okay, so I'm going to put another stitch marker in the 4th one. Okay, so now this is my first stitch. So what we're going to do is I'm going to join this last one to the first with a slip stitch. Okay, so let me bring this closer. Okay, so I'm going to insert into the first stitch, grab my yarn, pull through, then pull through again. Okay, so this one here, this last one here is a slip stitch, and it doesn't count as a stitch. Okay, and you do not crochet into this one. So now moving on, this is our first round. Okay, I chain 1 to begin the next round. the second round, and I'm going to put my stitch marker into this, and this is going to also represent my first stitch. Okay, we're going to take this as a single crochet, but it's a chain one. Okay, so I move on to the next stitch, and I put one single crochet, and then following one single crochet into the next, again one single crochet up until I'm at the next stitch marker. Okay, so that's one single crochet in each up until we're here. Okay, so now we're at the stitch marker. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to put 3 single crochets into this stitch. Okay, 3, so that's 1, okay, another 1, 2, and then in the second I'm going to put a stitch marker back, again the third single crochet in there, like that. Okay, so I've put 1, 2, 3, and then I put back the stitch marker into the middle stitch. Okay, so I continue into the next stitch, 1 single crochet. Now we have a stitch marker here, so I'm going to repeat what we did with this one. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 single crochets, so that's 1, again 2, I'm going to put my stitch marker into this one, okay, and then 3, okay, like that. So I'm going to continue with single crochet up until we're at the next stitch marker, this one. Okay, so now we did this ones, so we're now at this 2. Okay, remember this is just the starting point. Okay, so in this stitch marker we're going to do what we did again with this ones. So I'm going to put 3 stitches, 3 single crochets, that's 1, 2, okay, 3, and we're going to put back our stitch marker into the middle one. Okay, this one, then continue 1 single crochet into the next, then in this one again I'm going to put 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, like this, and I'm going to put back the stitch marker into this one, like that. Okay, so you can see that we have 2 corners there and we have 2 corners here. So to finish up this round, remember this one is a slip stitch. Okay, the stitch before the stitch marker is a slip stitch, so we do not crochet into that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this stitch marker, okay, and then I'm going to insert into that one, first stitch, and join with another slip stitch, like that. Okay, so this completes my second round. Okay, so we're going to do round 3. So again I chain 1, and then I put back my stitch marker into this one, meaning this is going to be my first stitch, and I'm going to put single crochet, 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, just like we did with the previous round. Okay, so we're going to repeat round 2, the round that we just did. Okay, making sure that when you reach a stitch marker you're going to put 3 stitches again, and putting back the stitch marker into the middle stitch. Same with this one and this one. So let's meet back here so that we join here and then continue. Okay, so we are now back again at the starting point. Okay, so you see that I've just done the 3 stitches, okay, and then put back the stitch marker into the second. So you see now that we have 1 more stitch here, and then slip stitch, and then this is the first stitch. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do 1 single crochet into this one. Remember, the stitch before the first stitch is a slip stitch, so this is a slip stitch, so we're not going to crochet into that one. So I skip it, and then I join with a slip stitch. I'm going to insert into this one, the one that had the yellow stitch marker. Okay, pull through and then pull through again. Okay, so you find that this is my first stitch, slip stitch, second slip stitch, and this is another one. So this is my third round. Okay, so we're going to do another round to finish off the bust. So I'm going to chain one, put again my stitch marker to mark the starting point. Okay, and then I'm going to continue repeating what we did previously. Okay, one single crochet in each, and then whenever you reach a stitch marker you pull 3, as well as this one, and this one, and then this ones you just put one single crochet. So let's do right round and let's meet towards the end here. Okay, so I've done the 4th round. Okay, so now I'm left with here, this is the slip stitch and this is the first stitch. Okay, so I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch and then join with the slip stitch. Okay, so this is my first stitch. Okay, not this one. Okay, go here. Okay, so this is the best of our bag. So if you want it to be bigger, you can just continue increasing. If you want it to be wider, you just continue to increase the number of rounds. But also if you had wanted it to be a bit, have more length, you just increase the number of stitches that we had here. We began with 16, you can just increase to 17, 18, or whichever number that you want. Okay, so now what we want to do is, I've just done this slip stitch here. Okay, this one. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a stitch marker into this slip stitch. Okay, so put a stitch marker into the slip stitch like that. Okay, so we're going to do slip stitch right round. So into the next stitch, this one, I'm going to put another slip stitch. Okay, like that. Okay, into the next, another slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch like that. Okay, so this is the slips that we are putting. So let's continue with slip stitch right round, and let's meet just before this stitch marker. And remember to put back the stitch markers. Okay, we still need them. Okay, so now we're back at the starting point and we've put slip stitch, and you can see now we have 3 loops here at the sides. Okay, so I just left the stitch markers where they were. Okay, same this side. Okay, we need them. This is where we're going to be putting our puff stitch. Okay, this one. Okay, so now what we're going to do next is, we now want to crochet the sides. We're done with the best. Okay, so you can use this best for even other bags. Okay, it's a rectangular best. So now what we're going to do is, this is our first stitch, so this is the second, third, and so on. So I'm going to chain 3. Okay, so this is our first stitch, but first of all I'm going to join here with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 3. Okay, so I'm just going to join into the outer loop, this one, like this, and then, so remember this one is a slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is going to be my first double crochet. So the sides we're going to be crocheting with double crochet in the back loop. So now we have 3 loops here. We have this one, and this one. Okay, this one, and this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, So we're just going to be inserting into the outer loop only, the back loop. So yarn over once, then insert here, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so that you have 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, so this one is going to be my first double crochet and this one is my second double crochet. So I move on to the next stitch. Okay, yarn over this one, insert, yarn over, pull through. I have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through the next 2 loops like that. Okay, again, pull through. Okay, so we're going to do double crochet and let's meet when we reach this stitch marker. Okay, so now we've reached this stitch marker. So what we're going to do is we want to crochet the puff stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this stitch marker here and we no longer need it. So I'm going to yarn over once, okay, and then insert here, grab my yarn, then pull through. Make sure that you pull it so that it's at the same height. Yarn over again, insert, and then pull through. Okay, yarn over again, insert, and then pull through. Okay, like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops like that. Okay, and then you're going to like that. Okay, so this is our first puff. We want to do another one in the same stitch. Okay, yarn over, okay, yarn over, 2, yarn over. So you insert 3 times. Okay, 3, yarn over again, and then pull through, yarn over again, then pull through. So you'll find that here both our puffs have produced 4 stitches. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so take note of that one. We'll see in the next round. Okay, so now I'm going to continue into the next stitch, this one, with my double crochet. Okay, so I'm going to continue with double crochet and let's meet again when you do another puff here. Okay, so now we want to do another puff here at this other corner. So yarn over once, insert once, pull through, then make sure that you stretch it, yarn over again, insert, pull through, yarn over again, insert and pull through. That's 3 times. Okay, yarn over and then pull through all together, and then again do a chain 1. I'm going to do another one, yarn over, insert once, yarn over, insert twice, thrice, yarn over and then pull through all, and then chain 1. So that's our puff. So now we have 1 at this corner and 1 here. So I'm going to continue with single crochet. Okay, with double crochet, sorry. Okay, so let's continue. Let's meet in this corner here. Okay, so we did this corner and then I did double crochet here. Now I'm at this corner again, so I'm going to do another puff stitch. Okay, so we're almost at the end of our round, our first round for the sides. Okay, that's 3. Okay, again another puff stitch in there, 1, 2, 3, and pull through. Okay, we're going to continue with double crochet in the following stitches. Okay, so I'm going to put again another puff stitch here, so let's meet here. Okay, so I just did another puff stitch here. Now we're at the end of this round, so I'm going to do double crochets here. That's one, into the next, another double crochet in the outer loop, 2. Okay, so we're left with this one. Okay, another double crochet there. That's 3. So this is the end of our round. Okay, so here what you're going to do is you're going to count 1, 2, 3, set your hook, pull through, and then join with a slip stitch. Okay, now to begin the next round you're going to chain 3 again. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and then 3. So this is going to be our first double crochet, so we move on into the next one. So we're going to be inserting our hook in the back loop only. So this is the front loop, this is the back loop. Okay, so here, okay, and then do double crochet. Okay, in the next, this is the front, this is the back. Okay, like that, and then you do again, this is the front and this is the back, and then you do single crochet. So with the double crochet, sorry, so we're going to continue with double crochet. So let's meet towards here, towards the puff stitch. Okay, so you can see now that I'm left with 1 and 2, and then we reach the puff stitch. Okay, so I want you to take note here. So I'm going to crochet into this one, double crochet, and then this is the last single double crochet of this side. Okay, before we reach the corner with the puff stitch. Okay, so this is the puff stitch. Okay, this one puff stitch and then 2 puff stitch. You notice that we have 4 stitches on top of the puff stitches. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we do not crochet into these stitches. Okay, so what we're going to do is in between the puff stitches, that's where we're going to put another puff stitch. Okay, so I'm going to skip this one, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, and then I'm going to insert here and then pull through. So I'm going to put a puff stitch, 3, turn over and then pull through. Okay, you'll see that the 2 stitches that we skipped are these ones and this one. Okay, again I'm going to put another one in the same place, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yarn over, then pull through and then pull through again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the 4 that I've just counted. Okay, on those ones. So just adjust those puff stitches like that. So now here I yarn over, don't crochet into this one. Okay, so this is our double crochet, our corresponding double crochet. So I'm going to put into this one. Okay, this ensures that you don't add more stitches to your work. Okay, you maintain the same number of stitches. Okay, so I continue with double crochet. Okay, so now we have another puff stitch there. Okay, so we still have another double crochet, this one. Okay, so I'm going to put a double crochet there. Okay, we no longer have a double crochet. This is a puff stitch and this is a puff stitch. Okay, and again, if you are to count the stitches on top of the puff stitches, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we do not insert our hooks into any of these. Okay, so rather you skip them, 1, 2, and then in the middle insert your hook. Okay, and pull through to put another puff stitch. Okay, and then chain 1. Again, we put another one. 1, 2, 3. Then chain 1. Okay, so there's another puff stitch there. So what I'm going to do here, this is my next double crochet. So I insert my hook directly above this one. Okay, so that means I don't insert into this one, I insert into this one, the back loop of this one. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to continue with single crochet, and let's meet in the next corner here. Okay, so now I'm at the next puff stitch. Okay, so remember we have 4 stitches on top of these puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we do not crochet into this. Okay, this is my last double crochet, and I've crocheted on top of it. So this one and this one and this one and this one, we're not going to crochet on top of those. Okay, just remember that. So now turn over into the middle. Okay, and pull through again. 2, 3. Okay, so I've done our puff stitch, so I continue. This is my next double crochet, so I place my hook on top of that. So I'm going to continue here and then do another puff stitch here, then let's meet here. So okay, I've done this corner and that corner as well as this side. So now we're at the end of this round. So here we're left with 1 stitch, this one here. This is a slip stitch. Okay, remember that this one is a slip stitch. So I'm going to do 1 double crochet into this last stitch. Okay, like that. And this is a slip stitch, so it doesn't count as a stitch. So I count from here 1, 2, 3, and then I insert my hook, and then I join with the slip stitch like that. Okay, to complete my second round of the sides. Okay, so this is the base and these are the sides. Okay, so we have these corners. So we've just done 2 rounds of the sides, so we're going to do 8 more so that we have 10 rounds of sides and then come back. Okay, so this is 1, this is 2, so do 8 more and then come back, repeating this last round that we just did. Okay, so I've done the 10 rounds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is our bag, and this is our starting point, slightly different from the rest. Okay, so now we want to do the handle. So if you want your bag to be longer, you just increase the number of rounds. Okay, so now I want to do the handle. Okay, so for the handle, okay, I'm going to do a slip knot here, just like that. So that's 1, 2, 3. So I have a chain of 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert into the next like that, then again set and pull through like that. Okay, grab my yarn, pull it through, then I insert in here, pull through, and pull through. Okay, So I'm just going to be repeating this. Okay, whenever I reach the end, I pull my hook out and then I start picking loops. Sorry, just have to make sure that you don't lose your stitches here. Okay, like that. Okay, like that again. Okay, and this one. Okay, you can see that it's growing longer, so I continue. Okay, so I'm going to do the handle and then come back. So this is my handle and I did about 100 rows of the small stitches. Okay, so this is about 1 meter long. Okay, so you just do the length that suits you. Okay, so now here in the end here. Okay, so this is my yarn, this one. So to finish off, I've cut here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it all through like that. Okay, so now I want to insert it into the bag. Okay, so you find that we have these large spaces just before and after the puff stitches. Okay, the V puff. Okay, this one. So I want the front of my bag to be this side. Okay, and this one with this side will be the back. Okay, but either way, for both sides are fine. So here, okay, I'm going to begin here. Okay, just before the puff we have this bit of a large hole, so you insert it. Okay, and then bring it out to the next, then make sure that it's straight. Okay, and then again I'm going to insert into the next hole just before the next puff stitch, like that, and straighten it as you go, and then bring it out. Okay, again, okay, so we're now back at the starting point. So you should have these here. Okay, and then the other side should look like this. Okay, and then the sides. So before we join the handle, just make sure that the whole handle is straight. Okay, throughout. Okay, so we want to join here. So I'm just going to use this strand to join. Okay, okay, like this. Sorry. So you just join the two ends together, okay, neatly enough so that it doesn't show. Okay, I'm just going to take this one and then I'm going to pull it inside. Okay, okay, so just continue hiding it inside. Okay, I'm just going to cut here. Okay, so this part here with the small bulge, I'm going to put it at the side. Okay, 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 so this is that part, so I just want it to remain here at the side here. Okay, so now we just want to fasten off this one here. We didn't, so I'm just going to fasten it off. Okay, okay, so this is our bag. This sides here, okay, we'll fold inwards like that, as well as this side. This. Okay, so this is our bag. Let me just bring camera upwards like that. So this is our crochet bag. Okay, and if you want, you can put a button here, or you can just sew in a zipper there. I have another bag that I did that I showed you how to put a zip as well as a button, so you just look for one of those and then you can just put a button or a zipper. It's fine, or you can just use it as it is. It's a very nice and unique handbag, this one. Okay, if you have any questions, please do ask in the comment section below. I'll be glad to reply. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe for more videos, and thank you for watching. Thank you.